My name is Łukasz Potrzebka from Digital Dexterity Labs.
My name is Knuta Roelbe-Moe. I'm a Microsoft MVP from Norway. I have been MVP for the last 9 years. And if you don't know what that is, feel free to reach out to me and I can tell you all about what it means to be in the Microsoft MVP.
Implementing Microsoft technologies often requires a strategic approach. How do you typically assess a company's needs and how do you tailor your implementation plan just to ensure it aligns with their goals, with their requirements?
Mm-hmm. This is kind of like in some ways a broad question, but you know, like I think a lot of times you cannot just send some questions to them by email and ask them to answer it. For me, it's like all about meeting them. It's all about running a different set of workshops to kind of come in and ask them a few questions in those workshops to kind of map that to what kind of I think would be the importance of their kind of implementation plan. Because again, it depends. What should you implement? Should it be an intranet? Then of course you have this set of questions that you want to ask. But if it's like a Teams governance solution, then you need to ask a different set of questions. But I think in the end, for me, I really love to work with people. So I really love to do different type of workshops with them, you know, to do like information gathering, and based on those information gathering, I can later do like a different predefined tasks that I always do deliver, you know, like for instance, if it's an intranet, you need to kind of figure out like what should your landing page look like. You need to figure out like what type of navigation structure do you want to have, like what type of elements should be in the global navigation, what elements should be in the site navigation, and so on. And by this is typically what I do with different set of workshops to kind of make sure that we have gather all the information we need to be able to go back to kind of the back room and then create like that implementation plan that will work.
Yeah, because there is a gap between the objective on an organizational level, such as increasing sales, reducing retention, increasing employee engagement, and the little things we can do using tools and the, you know, at the other end.
Yeah.
And there is the whole middle that you need to plan, you need to, you know, tie the strings together from the higher goals to the low level activities you can undertake.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why again you need to work as a team with the customer, you know, like you need to enable them and you need to get people to also you need to create those goals and you need to agree on those goals to what should this project achieve. And then afterwards you also need to measure, you know, like did we reach those goals? Like did we manage to do what we set aside? And that's why you need to involve the stakeholders in different levels in the customer's organization to make sure that you will reach those goals, basically.
I believe Steve Jobs once said that people do not know that they require something until they see it.
Yeah.
Do you think it applies to...
That applies a lot of times, yes, especially if, again, we look from an intranet perspective. You know, like, again, people doesn't necessarily know what an intranet is or what an intranet should be existing of. And that's why, you know, based on working with different intranet deliveries for the last 10 years, you kind of know typically what customers are looking for. So by this you can show them like maybe you need this, maybe you need that, and by this you can also help the organization to understand maybe things that they didn't think about before.